Hello. In this chapter, we will see the generative AI and machine learning. How come the CCNA has got this chapter? Everybody must be wondering, right? Because this is the latest one which we are having, that version 1.1 CCNA. In the CCNA 1.1 version, this has been added, generative AI and machine learning. We are going to see something about that. What is generative AI? What is machine learning? What is the difference between them? How do we utilize this generative AI or how does it been affecting in our life? Whether it is a complete threat to the human resource or something, means like people are losing the job because of that. The AI has come up into that. Like a lot of questions are there in the mind. So I guess Cisco has also been having a concern about this. So they added this chapter to this latest version 1.1. Maybe you will be getting a questions on this on CCNA exam if you are taking it on, like from next month onwards. So let us see something about the generative AI. What is generative AI and what is machine learning and other things? Let's go to the next slide. First of all, we just need to understand this small diagram. First is saying that artificial intelligence, that is AI. Second one is ML, machine learning. Third one is DL, that is deep learning. Last one is coming as a generative AI. What is artificial intelligence? AI refers to the development of computer systems to perform the tasks that need human intelligence. Machine learning is a subset of the AI that enables the computers to learn from experience. Deep learning is a subset of the ML that uses the neural networks for data processing. Generative AI is the subset of the DL that generates content like a text, images, or code-based input. So very concisely, this has been written. What is AI? What is ML? What is deep learning? And what is a generative AI like this? So we will be seeing something much in the details on the coming up slides. We'll go through that. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence technology that provide the various types of content, including text, imagery, audio, and synthetic data. The recent buzz around the generative AI has been driven by the simplicity of the new user interfaces for creating high quality texts and graphics and videos in matter of seconds. That was a bigger problem. It is making in seconds like that. So that's what we were worried about, but we will just go more. General, generative AI, one second. My slides are giving some problems here. Okay, now I got it. Generative AI enables users to quickly generate a new content based on the variety of the inputs. Inputs and outputs to these models can include text, images, sounds, animation, 3D models, or other type of data. This is how the generative AI has been working on. Whether we can just see. Let's go to the next slide. Slides are creating a problem. Okay. This is the high-level Gen AI components. It's an application, chatbot, QA and knowledge, image generations, coding assistant, video generation. It's in a backend foundation model and machine learning infrastructure, which has been there. This is the high-level Gen AI components of it. Okay. So we'll go to the next slide about discussing something further. How does a generative AI is working? Starts with a prompt that could be in the form of a text, image, video, design, or musical notes, or any input that AI system can process. Various AI algorithms then return the new content in response to the prompt. Content can be include essays, solution to the problems, realistic fix created from the pictures and audio of a person. Early versions of the Gen AI required submitting the data via an API, application programmer interface, or an otherwise complicated process. Developers had to familiarize themselves special tools and write applications using the languages using the such as Python and other things. Now the pioneers in the generative AI are developing better user experiences that let you describe a request in a plain language. After an initial response, you can also customize the result with a feedback about the style, tone, and other elements you want the generated content to reflect. Very much user friendly. That is a problem. When it is becoming user friendly, everyone will start using them. Okay, next. Generative AI models. What are the models of it? Various AI algorithm representing the process content. For example, generating the text. Various natural language processing techniques. Transform raw characters, example, letters, punctuation, and words into the sentences, parts of speech, entities, and actions, which are represented as vectors using multiple encoding techniques. Similarly, images are transferred into the various visual elements, also expressed as vectors. One caution is that these techniques can also encode the biases, racism, deception, and puffery contained in the training data. Once the developers settle down on a way to represent the world, they apply a particular neural network to generate the new content in the response to the query or a prompt. Techniques such as some GANs and variational autoencoders, it's called as VAEs. Neural networks with a decoder and encoder are suitable for generating realistic human faces, synthetic data for AI training, or even facsimiles of particular humans. Like that, it's an exact copy of that person's life. We can create it. It's everything is possible. Let's go to the next slide. How to evaluate the generative AI model, which is good, which is not good. Like there are three requirements of that. One is the quality, another one is the diversity, third one is the speed. Especially for applications that interact directly with the users, having high quality generation outputs is a key. For example, in speech generation, poor speech quality is difficult to understand. Similarly, in image generation, desired outputs should be visually indistinguishable from natural images. Diversity. A good generative model captures the minority modes in its data distribution without sacrificing its generation quality. This helps reduce undesired biases in the learned models. Speed. Most interactive applications require fast generation, such as real-time image editing, to allow the use in the content creation workflows. So these three are very important for us. Like we are looking for a quality, diversity, and as well as a speed. Okay. So once you have this, we can able to fathom this kind of generative AI models. Which one is suitable for us? Like that. What are the use cases of generative AI? Where we are going to use this all? Can be applied in various use cases, generate virtually any kind of a content. Technology is becoming more accessible to users of all kinds thanks to the cutting edge breakthroughs like a GPT that can be tuned to different applications. Some of these use cases, generative AI, include the following: implementing the chatbots for customer service and technical support. This is where our job is going to be blow. And deploying deepfakes for mimicking people or even specific individuals. Improving dubbing for movies and educational content in different languages. All the dubbing artists have lost a job. Writing the email responses and dating profiles, resumes and term papers, everything is gone. Examination is gone. Creating the photorealistic art in a particular style, all the artists will go commit suicide. Improving the product demonstration videos. Okay. Suggesting the new drug compounds for the test. Designing physical products and buildings. Optimizing the new chip designs. Writing music in specific style or tone. Then what the Beethoven and Mozart will do that. Okay. These are all the things generative AI can do, which is not listed here. Find out that. Okay. So we are in danger. Let's go to the next slide. What are the benefits of generative AI? Okay. Generative AI can be applied extensively across many areas of the business. It can make it easier to interpret and understand existing content and automatically create the new content. Developers are exploring the ways that generative AI can improve the existing workflows with an eye to adapting the workflows entirely to take advantage of the technology. Some of the potential benefits of implementing the generative AI include the following: automating manual process of writing content, reducing the effort of responding to the emails, improving the response to specific technical queries, creating realistic representations for the people, summarizing the complex information into the coherent narrative, simplifying the process of creating the content in a particular style. What not possible? Everything is possible. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Generative AI algorithms can be used to create new original content, such as image, videos, text, that is indistinguishable from the content created by the humans. This can be useful in applications such as entertainment, advertising, and creative arts. Generative AI algorithms can be used to improve the efficiency and accuracy of existing AI systems, such as natural language processing and computer vision. For example, generative AI algorithms can be used to create the synthetic data that can be used to train and evaluate the other AI algorithms. Generative AI algorithms can be used to explore and analyze the complex data in new ways, allowing the businesses and researchers to uncover the hidden talents, hidden patterns, and trends that may not be apparent from the raw data alone. Generative AI algorithms can help the automate and accelerate a variety of tasks and processes, saving time and resources for the businesses and the organizations. Workforce is getting reduced because of the AI has been in the place, right? Automation has come like that. What are the limitations of the generative AI? Every implementation of the generative AI vividly illustrates its many limitations. Some of the challenges generative AI represents result from the specific approaches used to implement particular use cases. For example, summary of complex topic is easier to read than an explanation that includes various sources supporting the key points. The readability of the summary, however, comes at the expense of the user being able to vet where the information is come from. Here are some limitations to consider. It does not always identify the source of the content. It can be challenging to assess the bias of the original sources. Realistic sounding content makes it harder to identify inaccurate information. It can be difficult to understand how to tune for new circumstances. Results can gloss over bias, prejudice, and hatred. Very, very bad. It's very bad. Okay. And these are all the limitations you can say. And what are the applications of generative AI? Application in the sense we are talking about a language, audio, visual, synthetic data. It's a powerful tool for streaming the workflow, creatives, engineers, researchers, scientists, and more. The use cases and the possibilities span all industries and individuals. Generative models can take inputs such as text, image, video, and code, generate the new content in any of the formal modalities mentioned. For example, it can turn text inputs to an image, turn an image into song, turn a video into the text. You see, all the conversions are happening. So most popular generative AI applications we've seen already: language, audio, visual, and synthetic data. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Use cases of generative AI. Language. Text is the root of many generative AI models and is considered to be the most advanced domain. One of the most popular example of the language-based generative models are called as large language models, LLMs. Large language models are being leveraged for a wide variety of the tasks, including essay generation, code development, translation, and even understanding the genetic sequences, genome. And audio, music, audio, speech, also emerging field within the generative AI. Examples include models being able to develop songs and snippets of audio clips with the text inputs, recognize objects into videos, and creating accompanying noises for different video footage, or even creating the custom music itself. All the engineers of audio engineers are last stage. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Use cases of generative visual and synthetic data. We'll see that. One of the most popular applications of generative AI within the realm of images encompasses the creation of the 3D images, avatars, and videos, graphs, and other illustrations. There is a flexibility in generating the images with the different aesthetic styles, as well as techniques for editing and modifying generated visuals. Generative AI models can create graphs and show new chemical compounds and molecules that are in current drug discovery. Create realistic images for the virtual and or augmented reality. Produce 3D models of video games, design logos, enhance or edit existing images and more. This is about the visual. On the synthetic data, it is extremely useful to train the AI models when the data doesn't exist, is restricted, or simply unable to address the corner cases with the highest accuracy. The development of the synthetic AI data through the generative models is perhaps one of the most impactful solutions for overcoming the data challenges of many enterprises. It spans all modalities and use cases that is possible for through a process called label efficient learning. Generative AI models can reduce the labeling costs by either automatically producing the additional augmented training data or by learning an internal representation of the data that facilitates training AI models with less labeled data. More specifically has been written. Right. The impact of generative models in automotive industry. One by one industry will say that. Generative AI is expected to help the creating the 3D worlds models for simulations in the car development. Synthetic data also been used to train the autonomous vehicles, being able to road test the abilities for an autonomous vehicle in a realistic 3D world, improve safety, efficiency, and flexibility while decreasing the risk and overhead. This is an automotive. Okay. We'll see some other industries. The field of natural sciences greatly benefits the generative AI in the healthcare industry. Generative models can aid the medical research by developing the new protein sequences to aid the drug discovery. Practitioners can also benefit from the automation of the tasks such as scribing, medical coding, medical imaging, genomic analysis. Meanwhile, in the weather industry, generative models can be used to create simulations of the planet and help with the accurate weather forecasting and natural disaster prediction. This application can help to create safer environment for the general population and allow the scientists to predict and better prepare for natural disasters. This looks nice. Okay. Anyway, all aspects of the entertainment industry, from video games to the film, animation, world building, virtual reality, and are able to leverage the generative AI models to help streamline their content creation process. Creators are using the generative models as a tool to help to supplement their creativity and work. We need to know how to utilize this, right? What are the concerns surrounding the generative AI? Concerns in the sense it can provide inaccurate and misleading information. It is more difficult to trust without knowing the source and provenance of the information. It can promote new kind of a plagiarism that ignores the rights of content creators, and artists of the original content. It might disrupt the existing business models built around search engine optimization and advertising. It makes it easier to generate fake news. It makes easier to claim the real photographic evidence of a wrongdoing was just an AI generated fake. It could be impersonate people for more effective social engineering cyber attacks. These are all concerns surrounding the generative AI. Tools, their rapid adoption, and enterprises should prepare for the inevitable through of disillusionment. That part and parcel of the emerging the tech by adopting the generative. So these are all, what do you say, surrounding generative, like what is the concerns about AI, what can impact our things. Challenges of the generative AI, we will see it in this way. As an evolving space, generative AI models are still considered to be living in the early stages, giving them space for growth in the following areas. Scale of compute infrastructure, sampling speed, lack of high quality data licenses. These are all the challenges it's facing currently. Maybe it will be solved in the next 5-6 years. Scale of compute infrastructure. Generative models can boast billions of parameters and require fast and efficient data pipelines to train. Significant capital investment, technical expertise, large-scale compute infrastructure are necessary to maintain and develop the generative models. For example, diffusion models could require millions and billions of images to train. Moreover, to train such large data sets, massive compute power is needed. And AI practitioners must be able to procure and leverage hundreds of GPUs, graphical processing units, to train their models. It's a very big challenge. Next, sampling speed. Due to the scale of the generative models, there are many be latency present at the time it takes to generate the instance for an instance like that. So particularly for interactive use cases such as chatbots, AI voice assistants, customer service applications, conversations must happen immediately and accurately. As the diffusion models become increasingly popular due to the high quality samples that they can create, slow sampling speeds becoming increasingly apparent. So interactive will be an issue, like it cannot be producing the high quality output. Lack of high quality data, what is been given, it will be giving that. Oftentimes, generative data models are used to produce a synthetic data for different use cases. However, while troves of data are being generated globally every day, not all data can be used to train the AI models. Generative models require high quality, unbiased data to operate. Moreover, some domains don't have enough data to train a model. As an example, few 3D assets exist and they are expensive to develop. Such areas will require significant resources to evolve and mature. The last one, data license. Further compounding the issue of the lack of quality data, many organizations struggle to get a commercial license to use an existing datasets or to build the bespoke datasets to train the generative models. This is an extremely important process and key to avoiding the intellectual property infringement issues. License is not there. You are using my own data. There will be a lot of cases will be filed. Okay. Some examples of the generative AI models. What are they? What are AI tools you can say? Text generation tools, including GPT, Jasper, AI Writer, and Lex. Image generative tools, DALI 2, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion. Music generation tools, Amper, Databoards, MuseNet. Code generation tool, CodeStarter, Codex, GitHub, Copilot, and Tab9. Voice synthesis tools, Descript, Listener, Podcast.ai. AI chip design tool, companies like Synopsys, Cadence, Google, and NVIDIA. These are all examples of the tools which are available for that particular industry or something. We can have. We can start utilizing that, right? Not only ChatGPT. Generative AI versus predictive AI versus conversational AI. What is the difference? Predictive AI is a distinction to generative AI uses the patterns to historical data to forecast outcomes, classify the events and actionable insights. Organizations use predictive AI to sharpen the decision making and develop data-driven strategies. Conversational AI helps the like virtual assistants, chatbots, and customer service apps interact and engage with the humans in a natural way. It uses a techniques from NLP, Natural Language Processing, and machine learning to understand the language and provide the human-like text or speech responses. There are a lot of AIs are already been there. Okay, in this area. Next, best practices of using the generative AI. Where should be using it? Is vary depending on the modalities, workflow, and desired goals. That said, it is important to consider essential factors such as accuracy, transparency, and ease of use working with generative AI. Following practices can help. Clearly label all generative AI content for users and consumers. With the accuracy of the generated content using the primary sources wherever it is applicable. Consider how bias might get woven into generative AI results. Double check the quality of the AI generated code content using the other tools. Again, checking. Learn the strength and limitations of the each generative tool. Please don't depend like blindfold. Familiarize yourself with the common failure models in results and work around those. Some human interaction required, right? You can just depend only on AI to do your work. How could be generative replace the jobs? Is the most important question. It has the potential to replace variety of jobs, including the following: writing product descriptions, creating marketing copy, generating basic web content, initiating the interactive sales outreach, answering customer questions, making graphics for the web pages. Everything is over. The whole world is sitting on this one. Some companies will look for opportunities to replace the humans where possible, while others will use the generative AI to augment and enhance their existing workforce. It depends on the policies, time to time, it has been taken inside the corporates like this. How do you build a generative AI model? If you are looking for it, then this is the info. Generative AI model starts by efficiently encoding the representation of what you want to generate. For example, a Gen AI model for text might begin by finding a way to represent the words as vectors that characterize the similarity between the words often used in some sentence or that mean similar things. Recent progress in LLM research has helped the industry implement the same process to represent the patterns found in the images, sounds, proteins, DNAs, drugs, and 3D designs. This generative AI model provides the efficient way of representing the various desired type of the content efficiently, iterating on useful variations. So this is how you will be taking the consideration about that when you go for a building a model. How do you train a generative AI model? Okay, you build it. How do you train it? Needs to be trained for a particular use case. Generate the recent progresses of the LLMs provides an ideal starting point for customizing the applications of different use cases. For example, popular ChatGPT model developed by the OpenAI has been used to write text, generate code, and create imagery-based or written up descriptions. Training involves tuning the model's parameter for different use cases, then fine-tuning results on a given set of training data. For example, call center might train a chatbot against the kinds of questions service agents getting from various customer types and the responses that service agents give in return. Image generating app, in distinction to text, might start with the labels of that describe the content and styles of images to train the model to generate the new images as well. So according to your own industry, you will be training your AI to work for you. How is generative AI changing the creative work? Help creating workers explore the variations of the ideas. Artists might start with a basic design concept and then explore the variations. Industrial designers could explore the product variations. Architects could explore the different building layouts, visualize them as a starting point for the further refinement. It could also help democratize some aspects of the creative work. For example, business users could explore the product marketing imagery using the text descriptions. They could further and refine these results using the simple commands or suggestions. So this is how it has been helping the creative work. Let's go to the next slide. What is it next for generative AI? What's next? ChatGPT ability to generate the human-like text has sparked the widespread curiosity about generative AI's potential. It also shined a light on the many problems and challenges ahead. In short term, work will focus on improving the user experience and workflows using the generative AI tools. It will also be essential to build the trust in generative AI results. In future, generative AI models will be extended to support the 3D modeling, product design, drug development, digital twins, supply chains, and business processes. This will make it easier to generate the new product ideas, experiment with the different organizational models, and explore the various business ideas like that. Okay, so this is about the next evolution of your generative AI we talk about. What are the some generative models which are natural language processing? What are the examples like? Carnegie Mellon University XLNet, OpenAI's GPT, generative pre-trained transformer, Google's Albert, AI Light BERT, Google's BERT, Google Lambda, many others. These are all NLP. They are coming under the NLP, natural language processing. Examples. So we've seen a lot of things about the, generative AI. We will see something about the machine learning also. What is machine learning? Machine learning is a field of software engineering that analyzes data to find patterns, then uses these patterns to assist the humans in decision making based on the enormous volumes of the similar, new, and existing data. In essence, machine learning algorithms look at the past decisions or cause and effect patterns, then seek to predictively replicate those same decisions to assist users or businesses. Suppose a teacher visits a retail website and routinely buys pencils. A machine learning platform implemented as an AI-powered personal shopper could recognize that returning customer, including the data history of the buying pencil. We already having it. Taking into the account that website's existing stocks and availability, the personal shopper tool could then present the customer with a short list of available pencils in their usual quality. This saves the shopper time, improves their experience, and increases the potential for the sale. So these are all done by machine learning. Right. This is a machine learning. You just see input, feature interaction, right? Feature interaction, classification is an output. There's a deep learning is like input, feature interaction plus classification and output. So we'll love to find out the differences between the machine learning and deep learning. We've seen a small slide earlier. Use cases for the machine learning. What are the use cases for that? Retail, business, healthcare, we have more. Machine learning algorithm can past and current sales data to personalize the offers, make product recommendations, predict sales and ordering volumes, and cater to visitors based on their browsing and purchase behaviors. Business. Machine learning algorithms can access a vast amount of business data to assess the range of tasks, such as identifying trends, predicting the business outcomes, and finding the process or supply chain bottlenecks. Healthcare. Machine learning algorithms can use the patient data to help the diagnosis or track patterns of the infection, such as monitoring exposure during the COVID-19 pandemic, like this. Some more are there. We'll see the use cases. Manufacturing, financial services, customer service and support and marketing. Manufacturing, algorithms can use the data of IoT devices to track manufacturing machine performance, monitor the material and process the workflows, recommend the process optimization. In financial services, can assist the banking and financial services. Industry such as fraud protection, money laundering prevention, personalized financial planning, and overall process optimization. Customer service and support. These algorithms are the backbone of the interactive chat tools that assist the customers with the questions and problems, and thereby increasing the user engagement and helping the finding the appropriate solution for the common customer issues. Marketing. Machine learning algorithms can model the important marketing considerations such as customer churn, targeting and segmentations, leading to more efficient and effective sales efforts. So these are all use cases you can just say about the machine learning. So overview, if you'd like to see that, what is the generative AI versus the machine learning, you just say. In simple terms, machine learning teaches a computer to understand the certain data and perform certain tasks. Generative AI builds that on that foundation, adds a new capabilities that attempts to mimic the human intelligence, creativity, and autonomy. Simple ML models can sometimes answer the questions, but they have limited scope and typically do not perform the task with any significant level of autonomy. For example, an ML model or system might analyze the business data to find a business opportunity, but it can only act on the data that it has and in response to user's query. In comparison, generative AI tool might be implemented as a virtual assistant capable of providing the more comprehensive support. For example, generative AI assistant could answer the calls and interact with the users using the natural language, dynamically gather the information from the users, diagnose the problems, handle the scheduling, and guide the callers through the diagnosis and solutions. So this is the difference between the machine learning and generative AI. Okay. Then we will just see like some of the tabular column like that. Enables the machine to solve the problem by simulating human intelligence and supporting the complex human interactions. Machine learning enables the machine to train or past data, learn from new data with some level of autonomy. Generative AI aims to create a system that can perform complex tasks and interactions with a level of autonomy, aims to learn from data to continuously enhance and improve the model accuracy, has a broad range of potential applications and wide assortment of the capabilities within the range, has a broad range of potential application, but a relatively narrow assortment of the capabilities within that range. So this is the like a comparison. I can just go with that. It's still continuing. And generative AI will be mimicking the human decision making. But machine learning is using the algorithms to learn and operate predictive models, assisting in human decision making. Generative AI works with all type of data, including structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Right. But machine learning typically only uses the structured and semi-structured data, as machine learning algorithms can struggle with unstructured data because lack of context. Generative AI uses the logic and decision making to learn, reason, adjust, and self-correct over time. But ML using the statistical model to learn, but can only adjust or self-correct with user feedback or new data. So we have seen a lot of things about Gen AI and machine learning, but this is just like an eye opener. It's not going to be the complete one. Like this is not much talking about the technical things on our because we just seen something about what is a generative AI, what it can do, how does it affecting our life, like how we come, like overcome these difficulties of this. Generative AI has been already been there in the market, and how do we utilize it for a creative activity? Again, various industries also like so. Then we seen something on a machine learning. What is the machine learning? What all algorithms has been used for that? How is being differentiated from the Gen AI? And what are the characteristics of that? How do we see that versus Gen AI versus machine learning and other things? I've seen this all. So I hope this will be given you just an eye opener for you like that. So you can have some kind of informations about this basic things on the Gen AI and machine learning. Thanks for watching.